Now, if
not
only we were
saying,
getting that kind of traction on the podcast portion,
yeah,
but
but I mean, like I said, have content for people to look at if they decide to dig further. Because
yeah.
it's more people that you expose yourself to, the more people, the more you're gonna find people that may be interested in digging into it.
Good evening and Happy New Year. Welcome to yet another episode of Sunday Evening Gaming. With me, as always, is Supermai and Rock's Heart, and I'm Sleepy. In this episode, we're going to be discussing all the new games we're excited for in 2022 and plans we have for the Twitch and the YouTube channel and everything. Because I mean, since last Friday, we've had, I feel like it's a big growth in subscribers. We went from 69 last Friday to
Nice.
200 as of today. And I know, well, I think it's definitely got to be because I started doing the shorts, which I must say I absolutely hate TikTok and YouTube shorts, but I do find myself going down the YouTube shorts rabbit hole
Yeah,
more often than I'm proud of.
it's
But
attention.
yeah, I mean, it's pretty easy to make them and push them out there. Like as of right now, I've got one set to auto release every Wednesday until like the end of
Mhm.
April, beginning of May or something. It's
Yeah,
like the content's there. It's just a matter of
I don't know.
remembering to clip stuff.
I'd even bump that up almost. I mean, if it's
Yeah,
two a week
well,
or so, I mean, if you could handle it, it's like,
I mean,
the way people consume content nowadays, it's like they don't necessarily have the attention span to watch like a hour, a 30-minute long video on anything in particular, unless they're actually seeking that intentionally. A lot of people, like, the reason why TikTok goes so popular is like you get seconds of something that entertains you minutely for a small fraction of a second. Then you roll on
yeah,
to the next one. I know
It's
when I'm
that
looking at TikTok, I'm like, if the punchline takes longer than like 5 seconds, I move along. Like
I
that's
hate
just
those
me.
ones that's like wait till the end and it's like dun 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 and I'm like
and
nope,
then it
all
just
right,
repeats.
I
No,
don't
Yep.
care.
move along.
Well,
Yep.
even if there is something at the end, I'm like, all right, I'm not in. It's too long.
Yeah,
Like,
you gotta
Yeah.
have that
which is
hook.
super not healthy.
No.
Like realistic, like that's what what makes comedy the best comedy movies, the best of the best, is that they build up these jokes right over the multiple scenes, and it comes to this big climax, and you just die laughing your ass off, and you don't really get that. I feel like TikTok is like a drug for comedy, right? Like we want to laugh, so we go watch TikTok, but it's just not the same hit. You just gotta get your fix, but it's not the same as watching, maybe getting a little bit high and watching like one of those like The Interview and just dying, right? Holding your sides
I mean,
laughing
those movies,
or
that's
something.
still funny. I would say The Interview is still funny. I wouldn't say
No,
necessarily that
I
TikTok
was
is
saying The
like,
Interview, right? Like
yeah,
that's like the actual comedy, right? TikTok, there's good stuff out there and it makes you
well,
laugh and
it's
it's entertaining,
slapstick.
but it's not even all of it is slapstick, but yeah.
But it's
That's
like
what I mean.
realistically, it's like,
It's very short.
sure. So basically, you got to look at TikTok, or like that quick consumption is like going to McDonald's to get a fast food burger. It's like it's not good for you. It does the job. The other stuff is still available for you to go get if you want it. It's
Just
like
takes a little bit
maybe
more.
it's not for everybody. Maybe it's not. Maybe The Interview is not a movie that a lot of
Not
people
The
want to
Interview
see. No, but I'm
specifically. I'm
just
just talking
using
about
it as an
comedy.
example. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Whatever movie it is that makes you clutch your sides
I know,
laughing
but I'm
so
just
hard
using
is
that as
one of
like
them.
the example of the proper thought of what even people would argue that The Interview is not the kind of comedy people like. Like there's
It
dark
really
humor,
isn't.
there's like there's like dark humor. You got things like more intellectual, funny, and then you got like the slapstick stuff, Pineapple Express type things. Like that's kind of like they kind of make those kind of things that they make. But I mean, everyone's flavor is a little different. But like I said, TikTok and kind of stuff like that's like, okay, I'm bored. I want to laugh a little bit. And obviously, comedy's not the only thing that's on TikTok. They got a bunch of other stuff on there too. But
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
they
I
got
mean,
TikTok.
something for everyone's
you
interest.
know,
But
It's kind
yeah,
of
I
like
mean,
when
I'm
YouTube
I'm
started out
down to
then.
do like 2 a week. So I have it right now set up to do once a week, just because I had
hmm
like all these old Twitch clips saved already. So I went through
Yeah.
there and I just downloaded everything and edited it all up, and just to cover while when I'm gone. Um, but I do want to do like 2 a week or so because it's such a quick and easy thing to do. It's just a matter of remembering to clip stuff. Like we
Yeah.
just did a Fortnite match where we got back to back victory royales and the crown royale, but I forgot to hit the save button on the
Oh
clips.
no.
So
That's
Yeah,
I'm
my
too
little
bad.
upset.
one was playing with us too.
Yeah.
Missed out on that. Kaylin could have
Yep.
been internet famous.
Yep.
Yeah. All
It's everyone's
20
dream.
people.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, other than that, I think realistically, what's going to work best, we'll go to instead of a weekly podcast, we'll do every 2 weeks and maybe slip an extra one in now and again, just because need more time.
Yeah.
You know, especially for like really good quality. Spend lots of time editing it. Be good. And then we could always record more and have some on backup,
Yeah.
whatnot.
I don't think it's bad
Yeah.
right now.
Just sad right
So-
now.
No, I don't think it's bad right now. I mean, what we got going on, a good system.
Yeah.
I'm
Speaking
having a good
of
time.
things that are new and upcoming, what
Mhm.
are you guys excited for this year?
I'm not going first.
You're not going first.
I always go first. I always
You're
jump
just
in
gonna
there. I'm
rant
like,
about
oh,
Final Fantasy.
no,
Mine will be
no,
short
no,
and sweet
no.
if you guys want to let me go first.
Sure,
Yeah,
go
I
ahead.
think you guys already know what I'm doing. Obviously, Tomorrow Children. I know I brought it up a couple times already. I know
There's
Daniel's
fans
over
out
there.
there. There's fans out there.
Daniel's over there like, that's it. That's the only one you're excited. It's the only one I'm
Only thing,
honestly probably going to spend money
2022,
on.
and that's it.
Right? Like, I'm not a big single player gamer, and you guys get me bouncing around with enough games and shit. I pretty much play whatever you guys are. So the only one I'm myself personally really excited for is the Tomorrow Children, and mostly because of nostalgia. I'm actually worried that I'm going to get back into it and be like, this was a good game.
Was.
But I don't know. We'll see how it goes. I'm really excited for it. The other one from the Video Game Awards that I am excited for is that I forgot it again. Ian, help me out. Nightingale.
Nightingale.
I
Yeah.
said Turpentine last time. Nightingale. That one, I wouldn't
Can't
say I'm
remember the
super
name of the
excited,
damn
but I
game.
am interested. When it comes out, I'm probably going to sit on it and kind of look at it and watch it, check their updates, the feedback before I invest in it. But that one piqued my interest. Oh no, what was the one that I was like, oh, it's like the Division in Destiny, something about like Arc
Arc?
Raiders or
Oh yeah,
Raiders?
Arc
I think
Raiders.
that's what it was.
Arc Raiders? Is that what it is?
Yeah, I
Arc
think that's what it
Raiders?
was.
Yeah, that one. Okay, that one I am actually. That one was pushing my
Now the
buttons.
juices are flowing.
That one was
Mm,
pushing my buttons.
cool.
So I'm really excited for that one. Although again, I don't think I've seen news. I haven't been able to find news on any three of those since then. Same
It's
thing with
still
Tomorrow
early.
Children. The only news on the Tomorrow Children that I've been able to find that's like concrete and really interesting to anybody listening is going to be that it's not actually free to play, which I think is a good thing. It sucks because now we have to pay for it, but it's a good thing because they won't shut down this time. So
Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah.
I'll make at least something.
But yeah, that's about it from my end. Nothing crazy.
Madman.
Well, I'm excited for a lot of things. There's no way I'm going to be able to get to most of these. From a content creator standpoint, when I think when March comes around, March or April timeframe, I'm going to start doing a new thing on Twitch, a new series where I want to play through all of the mainline Dark Souls games in a row, or try to survive through it. Pretty excited about that because I think I dabbled in the first Dark Souls a long time ago, and I played a ton of Bloodborne, so I want to like actually play through all of them.
How many people can you get like loaded into your game to help? Because I know there's it's quasi multiplayer.
So they got
Yeah.
ways. So I played so I started in Demon Souls when the first one, that was like the one that kind of went under the radar for PS3 way back in the day, and it grew this
By far the
huge
best
cult
one.
following. I think it's the best one. I like 3. 3 is one of my favorites, but Demon Souls for the PS3 originally, I had no idea I was gonna like it as much as I did, and I actually beat Demon Souls 3, not realizing that it was like supposed to be super super difficult. I'm not by any means like a hardcore gamer. Like, I don't like, if something's too difficult, if I get killed like 3 or 4 times in a row, I typically like do something else for a little bit and come back. But like that game just had me hooked immediately with like just the way it, like, you can have people invade your game. That was the craziest thing that I really didn't like
Well, that was my
comprehend. Like,
question. Was how many
yeah.
co-op players can you have loaded into your
So,
game? Is it
like I
just
said,
one?
it works differently. Like, you
No.
can have, sometimes you can have 2 people, sometimes you can have 3 people, but I think 3 is like the max possible. I mean, I could be
So a party
mistaken.
of 4 is what we're talking about.
Yes, but
Because I was
it's
thinking
not like
about.
you don't just like open a party and then
No, I know how it
join
works. I
in.
know.
Like,
Like you
it's,
got to do your little thing, and you got to summon your friend,
yeah,
and you're only working together until you beat like a boss or a checkpoint or whatever.
yeah,
No,
it's
I know that. I was just with Ian talking about wanting to do this playthrough thing.
mhm.
It might be who of us to like, not every time he's doing a video or a playthrough of it, right? But every now and then having one of the group pop in and help push through an area, right? Especially if it's a difficult boss.
We'll have all of them.
That'd
I
be
mean,
fun.
in some capacity.
I
So
know that Bubba fucking loves it.
yeah,
Nice.
So,
yeah.
so you'll definitely have some pro gamer help if
Hmm.
you want it.
Yep. So there's that. And tying in with that, there's Elden Ring coming out, which I'm looking forward to. We'll see how much time I can actually spend doing that. But there's so many games coming out next year that I'm interested in, and like I want the announcement, the official announcement for the release of Breath of the Wild 2 to come out.
Hmm.
Elder Scrolls 6, I want that official announcement. Um, Starfield, I'm curious about, but I'm not like gambling on. Uh, then the Forest 2, I'm going to spend a whole bunch of time in there.
When
Yeah,
does that
there's
one
just
come out?
I don't remember. I'll have to look it up. When I edit it, I'll like put it somewhere. The release date.
Here, maybe over
Um,
there.
Yeah.
there. I don't know. We'll find out. Um, another one I'm super interested in that I might actually be able to play with my wife too. We'll see. There's that Hogwarts Legacy game coming out.
Hmm.
I
Which
think
like
got
I'm a Harry
delayed.
Potter fan, but I'm sick of the milking the Potter timeline. You know what I mean? So theoretically, this Hogwarts Legacy is supposed to be it's like you're a student at Hogwarts, and it's not during that same time frame. It doesn't involve any of the same characters, and it's
Ooh.
supposed to be set up like an actual RPG. So like you learn all your new spells and stuff from going to class, and it's semi-massive multiplayer. From what I hear, there's not a whole lot of information out about it yet, but if they
Is
do
it
it
maybe?
right,
So, oh, so you said there's not a lot of information. I was gonna say, so when people say semi multiplayer, do they mean
yeah.
that in my mind means mostly single player, but you can team up to do like
Well,
challenges or whatever?
semi-massive multiplayer, so it's definitely multiplayer, but I don't think it's going to be like set up like a traditional MMO. It'll be MMO in the sense of like a Destiny or something, where you probably have like a hub world. Like maybe your hub is you get sorted into a house, and when you're in the house common room, you'll see other online players that you can group up to do instances and stuff. Maybe I don't know. We'll have to see.
Interesting.
There's a
When does this
lot that
one?
they can do with
This
it.
one comes out this year too.
I think it's slated to come out this year. There's not a
What
lot of information, so I don't know.
what platforms?
Here, let me just pull this up real quick.
It says PS4, PS5, Xbox, and Series X, and PC.
Ooh.
So
All
Open
right.
big
world action RPG
three.
set in the world first introduced in the books.
So cool, because this sounds like something Janessa would be all over this. So we might be able to get a full
Yeah, they've got a tag at the
double
bottom,
date going.
live the unwritten. So it won't have anything to do with the books, theoretically, potentially.
Hopefully. Well, I mean, that's the kind of
Uh,
like what Star Wars did too, right? If you remember the first Star Wars movies or not movies, games coming out, like at the very beginning of the Star Wars games, they were all kind of centered around that same time frame, right? That like Luke and stuff was happening, and then they've started like really now they're just obscure, branching out, completely different storylines at completely different times, and so I'm excited to
mhm.
see that Harry Potter's following the same thing.
Yeah.
I'm excited for when Lord of the
So,
Rings comes out that
wait, where
bandwagon.
is it? So you have received a late acceptance to the Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry, and soon discover you are no ordinary student. You possess an unusual ability to perceive and master ancient magic. Only you can decide if you will protect this secret for the good of all or yield to the temptation of more sinister magic.
Oh, so you think maybe there's some kind of what
Light and
what was
dark
that.
elements.
Yeah, Light and Dark. What was that game back on like the Xbox and the PlayStation
Fable.
2?
No.
Fable. Yeah, where
Well,
like you could yeah, Fable, right? And Fable 2 where you
Fable
could as
4
you
is supposed to be
interact,
coming out soon too.
you would unlock different things based on which path you're following.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so
So
that seems
that
interesting.
sounds
That's on my
kind of neat.
radar.
I'm gonna write that down on my radar.
Yeah, I knew about it for a little bit. They don't have a whole lot out on it, like you said. I think it actually was supposedly delayed by a year, if I'm not
Wouldn't
mistaken.
surprise me.
Yeah,
That is something interesting too, though. Go ahead, sorry.
yeah, that's
I
it.
was gonna say how you notice how a lot of these games that are being announced and stuff. You remember? Okay, just think like back like 5, 10 years ago when a game would be like in development. They were like weekly updates, everything they were doing, everything they were planning. They'd be, and now everyone's like, nah, we're after like the last like 5 years of just total flop launches because everybody hyped it up too much. You notice that a lot of games they just kind of throw out their trailer and then they say, all right, now you have to wait until we're done.
Mm-hmm.
I would argue it's not necessarily like that because
I'm just seeing it more often, is all I'm saying.
we're still having flop launches like
Oh, I'm not saying
repetitively.
the launches aren't flopping. I'm just saying they're being careful not to build up the hype train too much. They're advertising without making promises.
I think
And
it
like and
depends
telling
on.
like think about that Harry Potter one that you
Yeah,
just read, Ian, right? The description you just
Mhm.
read. You can decipher that and try to pull out game features out of that, but it's so vague that they really don't have to do any of that, and they would still fit that description.
Yeah, truth. Yeah, so I'm excited. We'll see. Potentially.
that it.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean,
Everything for
there's
the
a
year.
whole bunch of other ones
Yeah,
too, but
that's
we'll
the same.
see. We'll
Well,
see.
like, so
Pick a
for
couple
me,
more.
yeah,
Oh,
go
sorry.
ahead. No. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, yeah.
You
I
got
mean,
time. You
there's
got time.
Have you guys ever played Dying Light?
Yes,
Is that the
I played the
zombie one?
first one. Yep.
Yeah, it's the zombie
Yeah.
parkour super
Oh, this is the
melee.
open world one.
Yeah,
Yeah, I like that one.
yeah.
That was a
The
fun one.
second one is due to release next year. Super
Ooh.
excited for that. I played the crap out of the first one on, I don't know, Xbox One probably. I don't know. But I didn't even get to play the expansion for it. But I'm super excited for the second one.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's just really exciting.
Yeah. And then there's some random ones. Like I try to I try to keep my eye out for like some smaller games. Like there's this one called Stray coming out. There's actually two like kind of explorer cat games coming out next
I
year.
think I heard about that.
Cat
Yeah,
game?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
cat, where
You
you
play as
play
a
as a
cat.
cat.
Oh,
CAT.
cat.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I
So
gotcha.
like Stray is like you're just a cat, and you got lost and separated from your family, and you're like wandering the city, getting into cat mischief.
That sounds fun.
Yeah.
Just the concept of it sounds.
Yep.
That one is a PlayStation and PC. I mean, it says PlayStation and PC, but I think that's going to be a PlayStation first, PC later situation.
Mm, maybe. But yeah, that's where I'm at for now.
Yeah, I got a list. I got a pretty long one. I mean, I don't know if I'm going to get to all of them, but in the immediate future, I'm looking at Monster Hunter Rise for PC because I missed it for the Switch. I say miss it, but I could not. The way Monster Hunter works, the dexterity that you have to like actually be competitive in that thing. I mean, unless you're playing on like the controller version, the pro controller, it's just out there for me. I mostly play on a PS4 controller, so being able to play Rise on the PC with a PS4 controller. I played World on PC when that came out, and I had so much fun with that. Definitely one of those good solid multiplayer games if you're looking for some other people to play with. You can play it solo. It's not necessarily as enjoyable in my opinion. I think half the fun is kind of like jumping in with other people and being able to beat up a monster and carve it up and upgrade your weapons and your gear and all that kind of stuff. So I like where they're going with the Monster Hunter series in general. Capcom in general is just kind of doing a lot to upgrade their franchises. And I think after World, the kind of quality of life shift they did with that compared to like the PSP and the Wii and the DS versions just opened it up to a whole new audience of people and accessibility that they really didn't have for those. So I've always heard
Hmm.
of Monster Hunter, back on the PSP days, and I was always been attracted to the idea of Monster Hunter, but whenever time I played them, it was just not something about the interfaces and the controls just were not ergonomic or intuitive enough for me to like care about.
Yeah,
So,
it was definitely very slower on the control side,
hmm
you know.
but World and Rise both and Rise is even better than World because there's like different traversal abilities. They got like a hook shot type situation. You can ride on the back of a mount, and like your little dog. You can get on the back of that thing and go around and everywhere. When before you just had to hoof it, get to the other
Hmm.
side of the map. So I'm really pumped for that. Me and my friend are gonna play that. I'm down. And then
Did we talk about this? I don't
what?
remember buying it to play it. You
Oh,
said
you're assuming
you and
it's you? You're
you said you and
assuming
me were
it's you?
playing it.
Yeah, my buddy. I have a bunch of buddies. I have lots of buddies. But
Sure.
You
but
can just
then
say my name. It's okay, but you're gonna have to buy it for me.
I mean I'm buying it for the other person too. I gotta buy games for people to play with me these days. But and then also in January, Pokemon Arceus is a Switch title
Hmm.
that I'm very, very excited about.
So what is that one
Hopefully
about? Is that just a new traditional Pokemon style game, or is it a different
negative.
style?
It's a pseudo. So basically
Oh
what it
wait, is this
kind
that
of
open
feels
world one?
like, yes. So it kind of
Oh,
like
I'm excited for that one too. Is that
they're
this year?
attempting, and yes, January 28th. They're attempting kind of their own open world. I mean, Pokemon's always been open world, but more freeform. Battles are freeform. You're not like switching scenes, going into a fight scene with a Pokemon. It's like you throw your Pokemon out there and they do the thing. There's a recent video that came out. I didn't get to watch it yet, but it's kind of like details how you interact with the world because you do have to sneak up on Pokemon. You do have to throw Pokeballs at Pokemon yourself. It's not like you go, you don't just click X to automatically throw it. You aim, target it, throw it. I'm sure there's going to be like crit mechanics to make the catch better or easier or whatever. But it's supposed to be set in like I think it's Sinnoh, like a couple hundred years in the past, like really before technology and everything. Like they're basically using like half wood Pokeballs. Like it's definitely set way back and more of a rural Japan type situation. Um,
I got one
which I like.
question.
What's up?
I got one question.
Ooh,
Is
it looks
it
like Breath of
at
the
all
Wild.
multiplayer?
I don't know. I don't
Is
know
it
what the
classic Pokemon
extent
multiplayer where you can just load into a screen and fight each other,
thing.
or
I don't know
even
about.
trade, or is
I
it
don't know.
full on walk around together?
I don't know.
Because that's what's always held me up. As much as I love Pokemon, they're pretty much, you might as well not even call them multiplayer.
Yeah,
Except for Let's Go Eevee, but that one's even
yeah.
kind of more irritating because it gets so close but not quite.
hmm I'm hoping that this kind of opens the doors for that. Like I said, I don't know a whole lot about it. I've tried to look into it, and even not at the time when I was looking into it, they weren't totally transparent on how all that stuff kind of worked. So I'm honestly surprised at how little knowledge I know about it close to this release. But and we'll see. I don't have I've there's very few Pokemon games that I really didn't
Mm,
enjoy when they kind of did the catching your own team situation. When they give you Pokemon that they make you use in some of those other like DS titles and other
yeah,
games,
that's
that's
always
kind of like
irritating.
boring. But I'm hoping that this is good. But that's just in the immediate
Yeah.
future. And then you have February and March, which are hands down the most loaded months this year as of right now for titles releasing. February alone. Let me read you this list of releases. February. For my personal, what I would consider a big hitter. First off, you have Dying Light in February. Stay Human, Dying Light 2. You have Ark, Lost Ark, which is supposed to be a big MMO coming out.
Jesus.
You have Horizon Forbidden West for the PS5, which is going to be one of their big titles this year. It will win Game Awards this year. It's going to be something you want to
Which
play.
one?
If anyone can get a
Horizon Forbidden
PS5.
West.
Oh, okay.
The Horizon
I'm
Forbidden
almost
West.
positive they don't. Oh man, Janessa was like 5 minutes away from getting a PS5 today. She
Oh
went to the
Yeah.
wow.
grocery store this early this morning, right? And
hmm
she was walking past the electronics section. Like she had just come in and she was turned to and was like walking towards the groceries and was going past, like was just getting ready to come past the electronics section as a lady was walking out with a PS5.
Oh
And she passed and
no.
No.
Janessa's like, oh, so she's like, do you have them? And she's like, that was literally the last one. Had you been here a couple minutes
No.
earlier, you would have gotten it.
That's
I
painful.
know, dude, this close.
That's painful.
The shortage is supposed to go also until 2023, allegedly. So good luck.
Yeah. Well, who knows?
So after that, you got Destiny 2, The Witch Queens, the expansion for Destiny. You have Elden Ring. That's coming out all in February. February. There's a couple other titles in there. You got Grid Legends, Total Warhammer, King of Fighters, Dynasty Warriors, and some other things that people could be excited for. And then
They're still
March
making
rolls
Dynasty
through.
Warriors?
Yeah, that would be Dynasty Warriors 9.
Oh, okay. I thought they were
Yeah.
past that. I mean, I know they
Well,
split off and they did the Gundam,
yeah.
they did the Zelda.
Mhm.
Why
Yeah, they
haven't they
make a
done a
lot of them.
Naruto one yet?
Don't say that too loud, or
Why
you'll
haven't
get
they
one.
done a Naruto one yet? It makes sense.
Naruto's past its prime. I mean, they got to make the Boruto one, I guess, would be what it would be.
Or it could be all of it.
March,
The
you're sitting
Fire
with.
Emblem one was fun.
Oh yeah, the Fire Emblem one was fun. I did play that for. Babylon's Fall, I think, is interesting to me. I'm excited for that one.
Which one is that?
It's gonna be, it's like a Square Enix's like whatchamacallit, games as a service type thing. I'm keeping an eye on it. I don't really have a whole lot to say about it at this point in time, but and then Final Fantasy Origins is coming out. I'm definitely buying that one. Tiny Tina's Wonderland's coming out.
That's
I thought they
exciting.
already. Is that a
What?
new one or is it a remake?
Tiny Tina's Wonderlands?
That's the one
Yeah,
that's like
didn't they already
D&D
do?
inspired.
Yeah, it's like the D&D Borderlands game.
Yeah. Oh, so are they doing a sequel to the other one they did, or is that a
What are you
remake of the
what
old
are you
one?
talking about?
No, it's the
There's
first one.
already a. No, there was a Tiny Tina's D&D one that came out like years ago on the PlayStation 3. It was a
Are you
DLC for one of the other
insane?
Borderlands games.
Oh, well,
okay.
yeah, but this is a full-blown game
That's what I was
dedicated to
asking. Okay.
that idea. Well, I
Okay.
didn't know anything
Okay.
about that. Well, no, it's like, yeah, it's like a D&D inspired. Like, they have guns, but they also have a lot of melee weapons and it's
Well,
magic,
yeah.
and
Yeah.
you actually move on like a D&D board and shit like that. So, but yeah, and then later in the year, Forspoken is another one I'm excited about. Square Enix title. I'm a big Square Enix fanboy, so I'm probably gonna, if Square Enix puts it out, it comes from a Japanese studio, I'm probably gonna buy it. But
Well, they're
yeah,
generally pretty good, so it's a safe bet.
generally.
At
Yeah,
least.
for me though, Final Fantasy Origins is kind of like the other one that I'm excited about, other than Arceus. After that, I'm excited for Elden Ring. I'm gonna get Elden Ring. My only thing about the Souls games, really, and this is something that's kind of exclusive to me, is enjoy them more when I play with other people. So
Yep.
like, I know that I played Sekiro and I got like an hour and a half in it, and I just wasn't feeling it. I know it's good, and I had fun with it, and I'm sure if I went back and like kind of grinded down in it, I would play it more. But I don't know. It just wasn't the one that I enjoyed mostly. So
For me, I don't even have to play it. Right? It's like if I'm playing it and I have like a buddy sitting on the couch next to me and we're just talking and like, oh hey man, you got a thing over there. Like that's a blast. Even if I'm the one sitting there pointing out to like like that's I could play through a Souls game like that, but I can't. Yeah, like you, Daniel. I can't sit down. I tried Sekiro. I didn't get very far. Not because I couldn't, just because I got bored of it, right? And same thing with like Bloodborne. I get pretty far in Bloodborne every time I restart it. Oh, I'm gonna do it this time, and I get pretty far, and then I just get bored of it. I just
I'm
want
just
to be.
hoping Elden Ring has some sort of multiplayer mechanic. I doubt it, because I think it's basically feels like it's going to be a Souls version of Sekiro. I mean, I know it's kind of
Wasn't
inspired. I mean, it's
Sekiro
obviously
already a
medieval.
Souls
No, no,
version?
no. But I just mean more like it's a single player first. You're playing it like the Souls games. You are a no name nobody, and they throw you in the world, and you do this thing. Sekiro, you are a named somebody. You have a goal. You have a mission. Elden Ring, you are probably going to be a guy with a name with a mission. Like you're gonna have things attached. Like your character exists. It's not. This is just from what I've seen so far. I don't know if they are gonna have a character creator or anything like that. I really hope they do, and that would probably usher in more of an idea of having multiplayer in it. I really would hope so, but I'm still gonna play it. I'm still gonna buy it. I'm have fun with it probably. So I like giving them my money. From Software has given me a lot of good quality titles even before this. I was playing the Armored Core games in the past, with mech suits
Oh,
and stuff
Armored
like
Core.
that.
Ooh, Armored
Remember? Do you
Core.
Not a
remember?
lot of
Okay,
people know that.
hold on.
Hold on.
While he's getting that on Xbox 360, I believe it was a launch title. Do you remember a very Armored Core like game?
It is called Chromehounds.
No, it wasn't Chromehounds. Oh, was it Chromehounds? Okay, I gotta Google this.
Chromehounds. It was a launch title, and me and my friends would make fun of it, and we'd call it Chrome Puppies.
Yes,
Yeah, that's blurred.
Chromehounds. I played the crap out of that game.
I did too. It was a lot of fun. That's the thing. I like having mech games that let you like customize them down to that level. Like,
yeah,
it's just a
Chromehounds
lot of
was
fun.
badass. I just remember like I would make one where it was like I had tracks and
Here
I
we
was
go.
obnoxiously slow, but you get to the top of a hill and
Yeah.
you have the big ass sniper rifle and you just blast people, cut them in half.
One of the only
Mhm.
PlayStation 2 games I've intentionally kept an eye out to make sure I don't lose or sell or whatever
Yeah.
or ruin is Armored Core.
Armored Core. They had Armored Core 4 was the first one that I think Armored Core 3 or 4 was the first one I picked up, and I was just me and my buddy were just blown
You
away.
started
Like
with 3 or
we
4?
like Gundam.
Man,
Yeah.
I started
Well,
back
no,
on the PlayStation 1 and I
yeah.
was in love.
I
Yeah,
played
I
it on the
started on the
PS3.
PS1 on one of the Pizza Hut demo discs.
Oh,
Yep.
really?
Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah,
And
I
like,
didn't know they had them. I didn't know they existed. You know, if it didn't have Gundam on it, that was not a mech game to me. But like I saw Armored Core, and I saw like I worked at GameStop at the time, so like I saw the trailer show up on the TV all the time. Like, damn, that looks pretty dope. I'm gonna get that. And sure as shit, multiplayer is insane. Never fight against Japanese people in mech games. Just don't fucking do it. It's not smart.
Yeah.
You'll lose
Yep.
every time. One of the first matches.
there's a Gundam one on the PlayStation and I think probably PC crossplay, but that's God, remember I tried to get you into it?
Yeah,
You and
no,
Bubba and
that's fine, but it is not like by any means as fast paced as like you can't like it's got like
no.
flying, like boosting side to side, like it's
Yeah.
all fast paced. Like I said, first multiplayer game we played, me and my buddy, we jumped in. This whole squad of all Japanese letter dudes would just rock because you could pick one hand be a gun, one hand be a sword. You could have two swords, you have rockets or whatever. Whole squad, dual swords. Didn't have to shoot a gun. They were just like zipping all over the place and just destroyed us. It was embarrassing.
If someone came out with a game in the vein of World of Warships or World of Tanks, where you can get all these different parts and make your custom
Oh my
bot,
God.
and you go into battle and you put all these like loot boxes and bullshit, like cosmetics, they'd make so much money.
Don't say that. They'll make
There's
it.
gotta
And then I'll
be
buy
there's
it.
gotta be one of those like in Asia
I
already.
mean, like I said, they have like the Gundam one he was talking about. I think Battle something.
Yeah, but it's
2.
not the same as what Ian's talking about. Ian's talking
You mean
about
talking
like
about like parts?
World of Tanks, World of Warships, right? Those ones where you are like War Thunder, right? Where you have your base model and then you upgrade it and you can get different parts and then like you get your next tier of your base model, right? And then
Mhm.
you have all these different like you could even like think about like the Gundam verse, right? Universe. Like
Mhm.
think about all the different like types there are,
Yeah.
right? Boom, boom, all these different branches, right? And then each one of those they have as you watch the shows, right? In the series or the comics or whatever it is you're doing, you can follow it and you can see the evolution of these different types of Gundams. That same concept, but in a video game where you start out with the tier 1 and then you upgrade it and modify it and then you get to the tier 2, but like combine it with like the Armored Core stuff, right? Where you can just
Mhm.
pull in stuff from all over the place. Like you could put treads on your Armored Core tanks. You guys remember that?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Not ergonomic at all.
No,
But
it's not very fun.
if you were, yeah, pretty much. But yeah, that's anyway, that's pretty much my year incarnate. They have some of the games at the bottom that that don't have release dates or anything like that I am excited for. But honestly, I'm kind of on kind of a game autopilot at this point. It just seems like I said, announcements and releases in the last year and a half or so just haven't really been like groundbreaking in my opinion. Nothing that I'm just like fawning over as much as I used to. So let's
Have to wait and
hope
see.
that
It'll be a big year now that all the delays are kind of catching up.
yeah, I'm
We'll see what
hoping.
happens.
Really am. I'm having
Well,
fun doing what I'm doing though. So
I'm excited. Should be a good year.
should be a good year.
Just wish I had more money to spend on it.
Yeah.
True.
And here's a good year. They got games coming out.
Yep.
Metroid Prime 4, let's go. Come on, just give me the
No matter
announcement,
how bad
baby.
the year is,
Metroid Prime
someone's
4.
releasing a game, which means it's a good year.
Exactly.
Truth. All right. Well, I think that's it for tonight.
Good
I
night,
hope all the
everybody.
rest of you have a happy new year, and we'll catch you later.
Oh yeah, Happy New Year.
Peace.
Bye.